The Alabama Farmers Federation and the Alabama Farmers Cooperative proudly present Simply Southern with your hosts Jim Allen and Mary Johns.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for Simply Southern. I'm Mary Johns.
And I'm Jim Allen. The summer of 2019 has been hot, with temperatures well into the 90s. So today we're taking a trip to Lake Martin to cool off and to visit with some of the lake's most popular residents.
Everybody says they always hear about Goat Island and they have to go there.
It's been proven that animal-assisted therapy has a healthy impact on humans. Later, we'll learn how one organization is using horses to make a positive impact in people's lives.
She gets a sense of camaraderie because there are other people that are like her that come here.
Sydney Phelps of Bonnie Plants has harvested some fresh peppers and herbs from the garden, and he'll show you how to turn them into a zesty salsa.
But coming up after the break, we'll see how a monk overcame his disability to bring all the wonders of the world to Alabama.
What sustains us? Food? Family? Faith? Alabama farmers live those things every day. They conserve our resources, clothe our families, and fill our tables. They cultivate jobs for our communities and values for our future. Farmers grow it all right here in Alabama.
There's no such thing as downtime when you own a farm. This is your land. You tend it and try to get the most from it, no matter the weather or time of day. It's been that way for generations. And for generations, your local quality co-op store has been there for you, with a full range of agriculture supplies and services, from feed to fertilizer, seed to grain storage, and the right hardware for any application. You'll always find what you need, plus friendly, knowledgeable advice at your local quality co-op store. There's one near you.
Popular depictions of monastic life feature isolated monks who spend all their waking hours in spiritual contemplation and prayer. But just like with all of us, somebody has to wash the dishes and cut the grass down at the old monastery. Prayer and labor are guiding principles for the monks at St. Bernard Abbey in Cullman, and as you'll see in our next story, labor can take many forms.
Vacationers trekking down I-65 love a good excuse to break up the long drive and stretch their legs a bit. So here's a few. Majestic St. Peter's Basilica, the Colosseum of Rome, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. While not on the same scale as the places that inspired them, the miniatures that fill Cullman's Ave Maria Grotto are wonders in themselves. Located on the grounds of St. Bernard Abbey, these intricate creations were put together over a period of nearly 50 years by a reserve member of the Benedictine monastery.
Brother Joseph Zodel. He came over here from Landshut, Bavaria, Germany in 1891 when the monastery was founded. He was a teenager. His stepmother and father wanted him to come over to get an education.
Brother Joseph built his first replicas in 1912. While some of the miniatures represented landmarks from his hometown in Bavaria, most of his creations were inspired by places he would never visit. But with photographs and a rich imagination, they began to add up over the years.
When people found out the work that he was doing, they donated shells, marbles, tiles, just what people would consider, I guess, just odds and ends. He made these miniatures. So the structures basically are from different churches from around the world, and then there's others that are just show his imagination.
Originally, Brother Joseph started up near the monastery. Gradually what happened was as the miniature started to increase, they moved it down here. Brother Joseph's job was shoveling coal in the powerhouse. And so he built all these miniatures really in his spare time as a hobby.
The life of a monk at St. Bernard Abbey is primarily dedicated to prayer and devotion. but there's a lot of earthly work involved as well. Folks, it's hard to find time to get out in my garden with a full-time job. The dedication it took for one man to build all of this is truly incredible.
Brother Joseph was handicapped when he did this because he injured his back late in his teens. When you realize that it's been here well over 50 years and we're still in one piece, it's quite magnificent in my opinion.
Ave Maria Grotto is one of Alabama's better-known attractions, but the monks at St. Bernard Abbey see Brother Joseph's life's work as more than just a tourist stop.
It's a place of refuge and peace, and I tell people we encourage them to take as long as they can down here and take in the work of God.
When I came here, I was really taken back at how much time and effort and love it took for one guy to put his whole heart into this. Some people come for it just to see something off the interstate, and there's other people that come here to see it to really grow closer to God. The general reaction is when they come back through the door and come up to the gift counter again, they're like, wow, we really enjoyed that and we really want to come back.
Mary, I'm sure many of our viewers will recall your story about the monk's bread at St. Bernard Abbey. That's just another way the brothers there reach out a little bit to the public. Folks, when you visit the grotto, be sure to stop in at the gift shop and pick yourself up a loaf.
It's very good. And Brother Benedict, who you talked to for this story, he's not only the head baker at the Abbey, he's also now a published author. He has a Christian-themed fantasy novel called The Flame of Telburin, which you can also find at the gift shop, or you can find the bread and the book online at AveMariaGrotto.com.
There's some high-tech e-commerce monks.
They sure are. Now, up next on Simply Southern, we'll visit an organization that's using the age-old bond between man and horse to make a difference for people facing a variety of challenges.
Soybean is a very versatile product. We make crayons out of it.
A lot of the combines you see rolling through the fields have a lot of plastic side panels that are made from a soy product.
The soybeans that we grow on our farm mostly goes into chicken feed.
Soybean production in Alabama employs over 10,000 people.
We grow some of the best soybeans in the world.
We go the extra mile to make sure when our name is stamped on it, we know it's the best product we can produce.
They take you where you want to go, where you need to go, and sometimes where you thought you'd never go. If we're lucky, the road of life is smooth, and the curves are just part of the adventure.
All for a better life.
Enjoy your road. Alpha Insurance.
All for a better life.
Pay your bill, file a claim, and more with the Alpha To Go app.
A farmer has to live on faith. We do all we can do, but we can only control so much.
Alabama is the second largest poultry growing state in the nation, so we're trying our best to grow all the corn we can for that.
What we produce not only feeds and clothes all of the United States, but about half of what we make goes on to the world market.
We've been able to improve yields, have some things that can help us produce a better crop. I'm proud of the product we make and proud that I can say I'm an Alabama farmer.